Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to YouTube.com. We are in a state of in a hurry message. This is related to the whole government and as well to the community. Please listen for possibilities. We are under state of emergency at this time. People who do live in the state of California and West Virginia, North Virginia as well. Please listen for possible weather statements and issues. We are under a state of an emergency. The update will happen today and tomorrow. Please follow up with more information from NWS.com. NWS will stand for the National Weather Service Association. If you are not affiliated, please affiliate now. We're asking for technical support at this time. Concerning is heavy snow. We just received it. We're asking for technical support at this time for all communities and members to volunteer as now. I would advise you to volunteer as fast and as possible. If you're not enrolled, please come and see me. www.facebook.com. Again, come and see me, David Joe Wright at facebook.com. As well, you can send me an email at www.davidjoewright@gmail.com for more information. As well, you can call me 307-287-1010. If you do not have the information, we will provide the information for you. Other members will have questions. At this time, I will be taking questions immediately. Anybody do have regarding questions, please reply now. The chat is open. I will be waiting for possible warnings and statements. Right now, we are concerned of a state of emergency for California and West Virginia and North Virginia. As well as other states, we do not have any information on it yet. We are still waiting for this. Again, if you are on YouTube, please reply now for questions why this is happening. We do not know that. Others will ask if I'm affiliated with the president. No, I am not affiliated with the president. We are helping out the government with issues concerning this advisory. At this time, I will be taking questions. Anybody have questions? Are we taking any questions if anybody has any? And if you do not have any questions about the state of emergency, I do have the video and I will provide that in the video. So please listen for possible warnings and statements. I will provide that video.
What is going on, everybody? It is meteorologist David Schlotthauer here with an overnight update here, the latest detailed forecast here on major winter storm Harper, which is causing now Pennsylvania to go under a state of an emergency right now. We are talking maybe 1 to 2 feet of snow. This is absolutely crazy, and probably 1 to almost 2 inches of ice here. Look at all the winter storm warnings that you see on your screen here. This is a very wintry mess. Look at Missouri, all of pretty much the Kentucky, West Virginia under winter weather advisories at this time. This is a really big, serious situation, which I am going to cover a lot of detail right now in this video. This is an overnight update once again, so let's get on with it right now. For tomorrow morning, you can see a little bit of snow there for Chicago, also for Indianapolis there, parts of Indiana, seeing that rain and snow line, the snow
Thank you, Krylov.
to rain briefly, and then could transition right back to snow as the backside of this weather system does make its way through, as Harper does. And here's the concern here. There is the threat for freezing rain leaping across the Columbus, Ohio area where Mike Bennis is stationed at this time. Okay, we got a lot of weather team out there observing this winter storm because this is pretty serious. All right, you got some severe weather with this, which is not good, and you got the freezing rain, very heavy snow with this. This is going to go continuing all the way throughout the day. Tomorrow I will have another update. I might briefly go live on this. I will have to figure out on how I could do that off my iPad, obviously, because this is such a big, dire situation right now where I'm having to do this for you guys tonight, which is pretty remarkable, all right? So there it is there. Very heavy snow possibly for southeastern Indiana. Okay, this is going to be for tomorrow evening. Look at that. Really could be coming down. And here's the thing. Very strong winds on this too. So heavy winds, heavy snow on this could lead to whiteout conditions. I would not be surprised if the National Weather Service decides to issue a blizzard warning in some counties with this winter storm that we're seeing here. Some lake effect snow could come in on the back side of this. Now for the Northeast, this winter storm is leaping its way into Pennsylvania, where you guys are under a state of an emergency right now. Very heavy snow there, can be moderate to heavy at times. It's going to only get more intense for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, pretty much in the snow the whole entire time. You can really see it there. Upstate New York, Buffalo, okay? Also for the New York City area, getting rain, starting off as snow, getting to maybe a wintry mix, maybe more of a freezing rain, then to rain that could come back to snow later on. So as we go into overnight tomorrow night, so this is going to be for Saturday night into Sunday morning. Look at this pink here on your screen. This is all freezing rain, everyone. As we click on the skew T here, so I'm going to show you briefly on what a skew T actually looks like here, putting out as much detail as I can. You could see there where the freezing line is in the dotted line there, the red line just going to the right of that, indicating above freezing temperatures and then sub-freezing temperatures at the surface. That's going to allow this to become freezing rain. Any rain that falls freezes on contact. You could probably see maybe 1 to 2 inches of ice, okay? 1 to 2 inches of ice is pretty much deadly. Not deadly by the fact you can get killed by it, but there could be a lot of power outages, a lot of trees coming down. This is not looking good at all. A very big mess, especially for Boston, Massachusetts. Honestly, you're going to see a lot of freezing rain there. I would not be surprised if you see between 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch of ice. Could see a little bit more. It really all depends on how the dynamics go along with this. But a lot of that warmer air is going to be overriding the cooler air at the surface, those sub-freezing temperatures, and that's going to really set the stage for moderate to heavy freezing rain at times. And look at that for the Maine area, Portland, Maine, for Parts of New Hampshire, also for Vermont, moderate to very heavy snow at times. Could even see thunder snow with this possibly, as this winter storm really makes its way across the deep northeast there throughout the time. Sunday not looking very good at all. I really feel bad for you all that have to go through this. So here's a look at the snow totals here through Monday morning, and you can clearly see here for Pennsylvania, some of the higher elevations could get no problem seeing about 1 to 2 feet of snow. For the lower elevations, more likely a foot. But look at parts of the central New York state there, Connecticut, Boston, Massachusetts, the New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine area could get maybe 1.5 feet of snow expected with this. And look at this. You only go a couple of miles and you go from nothing to 1 foot of snow. Okay, that's how tricky this winter storm actually is. By the fact, if this shifts just a little bit to the south, you're going to be talking about a lot of significant snow that could be a big problem. Okay, so that's why I'm going to keep you updated, do another update, or might even do a live stream briefly tomorrow on this situation, because this is such a dire situation that we're dealing with right now from the northeast here. Okay, so here's a look at Winter Storm Harper ice accumulations here, and you can see, I'm going to zoom in on this so you guys can see really well. Could see probably a foot, not a foot, but an inch to maybe 1.5 inches of ice accumulation in some of the valley spots here. Look at just in these areas, could go from nothing to something. But look at this for parts of Pennsylvania, eastern Pennsylvania, for northern New Jersey, could get 3/4 of an inch, could get 1 inch of ice. This is enough to snap off big branches, to bring down trees, to bring down power lines, knock out power. Really could cause very hazardous, dangerous road conditions out there. Could even cancel flights. I think most flights will be canceled due to the fact that there's going to be a lot of ice. For Boston, Massachusetts there, could get a little bit of ice, or quite a bit. For Connecticut there, could get even 3/4 of an inch of ice. So lots of ice with this across the Columbus, Ohio. For Indianapolis there, could get maybe 1/4 of an inch to maybe 1/2 an inch of ice. So a lot of ice, a big ice, crippling ice threat with us. All right. And so let's look at the temperature dynamics here. We're going to get into more dynamics right now with this winter storm. So you can see there the cooler air coming out of the north. So it's not going to only be the heavy snow, the ice, the crippling ice, and the heavy severe rains that are going to be happening across the deep south. But a lot of colder air is going to be filtering in on the backside of this. Temperatures in the single digits overnight across the Iowa, also much of Wisconsin, the Minnesota area, for the Dakotas there, seeing some very chilly temperatures, and this is going to continue and overspread across Pennsylvania, upstate New York City, gonna have some very cold temperatures here across the City Island, Long Island, for the New Hampshire, also for Vermont, Maine, Connecticut, Massachusetts, seeing temperatures -5 to -20 degrees for Monday morning. So if you lose power, that's going to make the situation even more concerning, as the heaters will stop working. You would probably need a fire in the fireplace to really keep you warm if you could start it with a lighter. So here's the dynamics with this winter storm really quickly. You can see there the 540 line dropping down as far south as Texas. This is the freezing line, and there is some wraparound dynamics with this, which is why there's going to be a lot of snow, a lot of freezing rain with this. And look at that, really just impressive winter storm. We are talking about through a Saturday night into early Sunday across the Northeast. Gosh, doesn't it look like a mess? I really feel bad for everyone that has to deal with this. And you can see there the deep trough really coming out of the north there. Look at that number there on your screen, 498. Okay, this line that you see there indicates very deep amount of colder air, really aloft there coming out of the north, and that's going to set the stage for temperatures -5 to -15 degrees, and in some cases even -20 degrees overnight in some of the higher elevations. Now, another story with this storm will be the strong winds. I have not covered that very much in my forecast, but I am this time. And it's going to be the wind that comes out of the north. The area of low pressure, actually, the surface low is not strong at all. It's the high pressure to the north that has air pressure 1,038 to 1,040 millibars versus 996 millibars. The strong pressure difference is going to help accelerate the winds on top of the snow converging, and that's going to allow for whiteout conditions for parts of the Illinois, also for Indianapolis, and also for the Ohio Valley there. Not looking good, and you can see there very strong winds across the northeast here, probably gusting to 35 to 55 miles an hour. That's going to allow for power outages due to a lot of freezing rain on top of this. I really sure hope everyone stays safe out there. This is such a big situation right now. This has escalated into a big enough situation right now where I am going to be doing flash updates probably overnight. I might have another one probably right when I get up in the morning, and might even have another one tomorrow afternoon because of winter storm, major significant winter storm Harper, which continues to get closer and closer to the northeast, dumping probably a foot of snow. Like, look at these snow amounts, everyone, looking pretty serious. All right, thank you all for tuning in with this video. I sure hope you liked it. If you did, please make sure you do click the subscribe button and ring the bell notification icon. Leave a comment in the section below and give this video a thumbs up. I will keep you updated on this situation, since this is a dire state of an emergency for Pennsylvania right now and much of the Northeast.
Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.
Welcome back to